There we go. There we go. Now you guys can hear me. Now you guys can hear me. Now my mic's working. How is that? Can you guys hear me now? It shows that my mic is working on this end. I don't know why it ended up switching. Well, I apologize that I just smoked your guys' ears. Yeah, for some reason, let me redo the intro. I apologize for that. For some reason, my settings it changed and it decided to pick something else up for my mic. But yeah. So hey, how are you guys doing? Savage River Cover here, back for another video. I'm doing a live stream tonight because I hit the milestone of 200 subscribers, and I would like to thank everyone who subscribed. I didn't think within 2 months I would get to this point. I appreciate the support you guys have given me. I do want to say that I was told today that the teacher that Brian Patton, he ended up resigning, and I'm not going to say that it was me or anything like that, but I did not see that many YouTubers posting it when I had posted it. I didn't see it on YouTube at all. So I'd like to think that even with the 160 some subscribers or 160 some views that the video saw, that it helped get the narrative out there to put pressure on this guy to where he ended up having to resign from his job. And God, my skin is so blown out. It sucks being pasty white. Jesus. And as you can see, there's my dog Ash. He wants to be on camera. He's jealous right now that I'm paying attention to the camera and not him. Look at him. Doesn't he look sad? But how's your guys' weekend going? How'd your weekend end up starting off? Mine has been well. That is amazing. That I am the very first result. I have not looked into it at all. I'll have to look at it after this live stream. I've been super hectic busy. Yes, I'm very pale. Yeah, I hit 200. I can't believe I hit 200. Like, I can remember when I literally had 58 subscribers. Like, like, oh man, but there's been I've been super busy this week. I don't know about you guys, but I've been super busy this week. I've been doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes, and I've also been doing some stuff that's planning for the future. Working a full-time job, planning time for a girlfriend and a kid, and a YouTube channel is crazy. Oh no, it's all good, man. I watch Butterfield. I know I have a concept of Australian humor, and not just that. I have thick skin. It's not a big deal. I don't take things too personally. But I am gonna drop down this StreamYard. If anyone wants to get up here onto this live stream, thanks, Exclusive Gaming Motion 198. I appreciate it. Anyone that wants to get up on the live stream, you can. I really didn't have a topic tonight. Like, I haven't really been looking at social media, or I haven't really been, like, I've been busy all day, and I ended up taking a nap. Thank you, Google user. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Like, I cannot believe. But I do think that the thumbnail for this video, I thought that was great. I thought it was great, especially since Post Malone is a white dude. Like, I just thought that was kosher. I thought that was great. But I really did not have a topic to shoot with tonight. I'm pretty much I ended up going grocery shopping and going to look at something, a business thing. Good. I'm a Christian myself, but I cuss like a sailor. So I didn't have a lot of forethought or planning on this because I planned on doing the live stream for the 200 people, for hitting the 200 subs. But I ended up having a situation with my dogs, and just long story short, I ended up taking a nap, and I woke up about an hour ago, and I had a bunch of shit that I had to get done, and I got work in the morning, so I didn't have any time to actually plan a topic. Is there anything that you guys have seen that you guys would like to talk about? Because if not, there is a couple things I would like to look into real quick. Where is it? Where is it? So the forced lockdowns. Okay, so I'm gonna put this out. I'm gonna put this out there. I am an avid Trump supporter. I'm a raging Trump supporter. Like, I love Trump so much that I honestly think that I might get a portrait of Trump tattooed on my body because I love Trump that much. The lockdowns, I honestly think that that's just the Democrat Marxists that are I believe that they're doing that to hurt the economy and try to hurt China, but they're trying to hurt Trump. But also, I was a Democrat until about the time that I got sober. Like, when I got sober, my political views started to shift, and I was about a year sober. Or no, I was just getting sober when Trump was running for president. And then when he became president is when I started to like Trump. And then within the last 2 years, I ended up, yeah, definitely. So I definitely think that I'm an avid supporter of the QAnon movement. I'm a deep believer in the QAnon. I definitely believe that there are a lot of coded messages, and I believe that there's a lot of quadruple speak that's said. And I do believe that there's a plan and a narrative that is going on. And I think that the reason that these lockdowns are happening is the Democrats and the Marxists are trying to keep people in fear. Yeah, China was a man woman, but I do think that I think that all the cities that end up having these riots, I believe that the Black Lives Matter riots are actually there to cover up human trafficking. I think that is why the Democrats have these key cities rioting. I honestly do think that this is part of the Marxist globalist identity to try to obfuscate what's happening. Because if you have been following, well, you should definitely look into it. Here, okay, so Nate, I'm going to do you a favor. I'm going to this right here is what this live stream is going to be. Fuck it, I hit 200. We're going to go into some Q stuff. All right, that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to let you guys know if I get shadow banned or my account taken down. Well, here's the thing. There are plenty of Q proofs. There are plenty of things that prove that there are plenty of things that prove the existence of Q, and there also are plenty of things that prove that people in the White House are linked to it. So let's just get into it. We're gonna get into some of the things that needs to be mentioned. All right, so all right, guys. Well, if my channel gets shut down, I'm only 200, but you know, if my shit gets shut down for this, it's because I love you. Okay, so let me open up my Brave browser and go into some of these things. But yes, I am a strong believer in well, I'm not going to say every single thing, but you know, you do things work. Yeah, but the problem with that is even if you get close to it, sometimes it picks it up. One second, Lawrence. Let me throw my headset on. What's up, Lawrence?
Hey, nothing much, brother. How you doing?
I can't complain. Fucking busy as a motherfucker.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine. Well, first off, my apologies for not being here as much as I used to be. I've been swamped, but I just wanted to pop in real quick, say congratulate you on the 200 count, and say what's up. That's all. That's all. That and I know it might not matter, but I'm proud of you.
I appreciate it. I'm shocked I'm actually here.
So I've been playing catch up on some of your videos, man. You're hitting hard. You're hitting hard. I like that.
I'm actually pretty happy that that teacher ended up resigning.
He did. Yeah. That was insane.
He resigned today.
Yeah, I had a few years ago, I had a childhood friend who I've known since like high school, and she had got fired. She was a special needs teacher, but she had got fired for being overly aggressive and physical with the kids. You know what I'm saying? And she's like, well, I'm not this, I'm not that, and all that other crap. And you know, videotape. So, you know, but yeah, it's crazy, man. Teachers nowadays are radically different than what they were when I was growing up. That's for sure.
I'm trying to find this video, but the algorithm, like, they're shadow banning whatever.
What are you looking for? I just got here. What are you looking for?
I'm looking for John F. Kennedy Jr. Is he still alive? But
No,
there's
he's
a
not.
certain. Well, do you follow Q?
No, I haven't been. I just, like I said, I just got here. I'm playing catch up. But John F. Kennedy Jr. died in '99.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
was
but
in a plane crash with his wife.
and his sister-in-law. But there is reasons to
Yeah.
believe that he's alive.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. Do you watch the Q? Have you followed the QAnon movement or anything like that?
No, I haven't. I haven't.
Okay.
So when did this theory come into play?
Here, let me give me a second, guys. I'm trying to find this. It won't let me. So if you have to watch the QAnon, you have to follow QAnon. Like, why is this not letting me search it?
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about, so I don't know how to help you search. So
Okay, so I'm gonna pull up another guy's video, and I'm going to shout out to Weekend Warrior. Where is this video at?
you know what? Let me try something. Let's try it this way. Okay, I got you. Yeah, QAnon. People find irrefutable proof JFK Jr. is alive. Okay,
Okay,
I see videos on YouTube for it. Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna share this. Now, if you guys look, if you see this woman right here, if you look at that nose and look at this nose, you can clearly see a resemblance in this woman's face and this face. She's right here. This is a Trump rally. There's a picture of his wife when she was younger, before she died. If you look, this is a picture of John F. K. Jr. back in the day, and this is the guy that they believe is John F. K. Jr. in the circle. Now, this guy, I don't know if you know this, but like this dude's always sitting behind Trump at these rallies. Now, it's going to go to a picture of him. Where's that? Okay. So this is the picture of that guy that's at the rally. This right here is John F. K. Jr. This right here is this guy in this photo right here. When they start merging the photos over top of each other, you can see the cross marks link up. The face is fucking dead on. The lines are dead on with his face. That right there is his son. There they are at the rally. Like, more rally stuff. Like, this dude got a lot of media attention in 2016. A lot of attention. There was just a video though that his brother, or no, his cousin, confirmed that he was alive.
I have no idea.
Like, if you, here's another fun fact. So if you go, let me so if you go and look at, I should use DuckDuckGo. You're completely right. So we're gonna go to we're gonna go to John F. K. So this right here is a picture of John F. K. of his burial site. Do you guys see anything in this? This right here is his burial site. John F. K. If you look at it, this is a Q. This is a circle. This is a Q. So, just nothing, it's nothing crazy, but it is kind of weird. It is kind of weird.
Yeah, it's reversed, but it's a Q, yeah.
Yeah, this right here is a Q. It's a capital Q. If you go there's also a part where when he met his wife, he was on like a street that was called Q. If you put up pictures of John F. K. Jr. There's a famous picture of him. Let me see if I can find it. There's a picture of him where back in the 90s he has a Q on his tie before he died. But yes, to go strongly into this, I believe very strongly in the Q movement, and I follow the Q posts a lot. There's a lot of evidence that shows that there is something that's going on that the mainstream media will not talk about.
Yeah, I like I said, I have no idea. I don't know what to say to this because I haven't kept up with Junior since he passed away, and I haven't been tracking anything outside of that. So what you're showing me right now is new to me.
Well, Trump and John F. K. Jr. were best friends. And there's a famous quote with John F. Kennedy Jr. where he says that I will find out who killed my father if it means taking down the government.
Yeah, I remember that. That's familiar to me. I think it was didn't he say that in that magazine he created?
Yes. It was it was called George. So
yeah,
So right here, so John F. K. exposes the ruthless conspiracy, the president, and the press speech. For we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies on the covert means for expanding its sphere of influence on infiltration instead of invasion, of subversion instead of elections, on intimidation instead of free choice, on guerrillas by night instead of armies by day. It is a system which conscribes vast humans and material resources in the building of a tightly knit, highly efficient machine that combines military, diplomatic, intelligence, economy, scientific, and political operations. Now, reading that quote from John F. K. Jr. or John F. K. Sr., this is before he died. He said this. I think this speech was a month before he got shot in the head. From reading that right there, what does that sound like to you today?
You're asking me?
Yeah, what's that sound like? That when I read that quote, what does that sound like to you? Like, what is that?
That sounds like one world government. Sounds like one world government. Everything happening now. Or is there something else you're alluding to?
I'm alluding to the fact that, okay, so we're at war with China. China has been going to our universities and paying people. They're buying land. They're buying businesses. They're donating money to governors. They're doing all sorts of stuff that has to do with military, diplomatic, intelligence, our economy. You also have the Marxist ideology that's in science now. Like there's like this whole virus thing. Like it's become political. It's not based on scientific facts. Also, like the riots, the Black Lives Matter riots, they don't riot during the day anymore. They're rioting at night. They're peaceful protesters that nothing really happens during the day, and then at night they start trying to burn down buildings.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not that I'm trying. It's not that I'm trying to sidestep you or anything, but no, I got to research. I got to research it more because, like I said, until you brought this up, I didn't know about it. So like I said, I can't make commentary on it because I haven't researched it or looked it up in detail. And that's not questioning your veracity.
No, I don't take any sort of qualms with it, but like here's another thing that is starting to show like some of the other stuff that's going on in Hollywood right now. This is something that Mel Gibson said. Hollywood studios are drenched in the blood of innocent children.
Well, yeah, but I've always known that. I mean, that goes all the way back to Little Rascals, Shirley Temple, and all that. I mean, everybody should know that.
Baby blood is so popular in Hollywood that it basically operates as its own currency.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Hollywood is institutionalized pedo ring. It is a den of parasites who feast on the blood of children. Every studio in Hollywood is bought and paid for with the blood of innocent children.
Yep. Yeah. But like I said, that should be a surprise to nobody. I mean that's common knowledge. Like I said, go as far back as Shirley Temple and the Little Rascals and come all the way up to Gary Coleman, both the Coreys, you know what I'm saying? Corey Feldman and the other one, Jamie Foxworth from Family Matters. I mean, that list, that the kids from the Cosby Show, that list is endless, man. That list is endless.
I totally agree with you, but I think he's saying that in a more of a political sense, not in a like actually literally eating.
Yeah, he means literally. Like I can't remember who she was, but there was a countess in the European country who used to do that thing where she would go to town and promise families that their virgin daughters will be well taken care of as servants to her, and then she would kill them and bathe in their blood. I can't remember her name, but you know what I'm talking about.
Well, Nate, I don't think that you should necessarily go to China. Yeah, I'm not saying that the riots aren't full of white people, but you also have a lot of you have a lot of people that are brainwashed into this ideology of Marxism. So, what exactly have you been doing?
Who, me?
Yeah, like what have you been up to?
Oh, I've been writing 4 books. I've been expanding on my real estate, expanding my commercial aspect of it, and I'm starting to get a little deeper into residential. And I've started working in international real estate as well. So my hours have been kind of wonky because trying to deal with people in England and Germany and India and stuff like that, my hours are off because their hours different than ours. So I've been popping up on Aiken's channel on Sundays.
Yeah, I haven't seen his streams.
Yeah, I've been popping up there on Sunday. And by the time I get done, then I'm on video chats, following up on other stuff, and et cetera and so on. Yesterday, I went to a channel he had suggested to me. I think it was Zero. And they had like a 9-hour panel, man. So that ate up time and stuff like that. But I'm just now starting to get back into YouTube and catching base with everybody. I did put your thing in the playlist that I want to watch. The thing, I think it was yesterday you did it on being how tough it is to be a single father.
Yeah,
Or part-time dad or something like that. Yeah. So I got that in my playlist. I'm definitely checking that out. And I sort of won, of course, with the teacher, or whatever that was.
Did you see the one where I went off on Sam?
Yes, I did. I loved that one. As a matter of fact, that was the last one I saw until I started playing catch up now. But yeah, man. But as a matter of fact, yeah, because if I remember correctly, I had made a comment in the comment section later on, and you had responded to it. I think it was like a day later. I had saw it, and I was pissed. And then I had went to the comment section after watching it, and I had left a comment for you, and I think you responded to it. But if I remember correctly, it was something along the lines of that right there is why I left MTR's channel or something like that. And then I started talking about how he was treating those of us who was there from the beginning. And I don't mean that in a sense of favoritism. It's just that if you claim that you're open, that you're open to having fair and equal conversations, then every conversation is allowed to come in. But I started to notice with certain ones of us, he would limit the amount of time for our rebuttal, or he would limit us on what we could say, but allow other people to say different. I mean, to say, it was just weird to me. It was just weird. It was weird. And like I said, I had left weeks before you did. So, but I had said that many a times. Me and Azen had talked about that a lot. Just how I treated you was just, man. and I don't like to say this often, but if I'm gonna keep it 100, I got to keep it 100. And that's how you and I roll. That was bullshit because you was white. Period. Because they wasn't talking like that then, because they didn't talk to me like that because I wasn't having it. They didn't talk to, especially the chicks. Yeah, I can't co-sign that. I can't co-sign that.
Like, so just so you know,
but Sam's a pussy.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
And I got no problem saying that. And if MTR is watching, he can go tell him I said it. Sam's a pussy. Sam always was. And I don't care how big your ass is or what you think you are. I'll meet you in any alley any day, bro.
Yeah, he's not.
And it's got nothing to do with color. It's got nothing to do with color. I don't like bitch ass niggas who come up there and stand outside of their frame like that and be disrespectful to other men. We got enough problems from everybody else. We don't need it from each other.
So at the end of the day, MTR seen the video. He didn't hit me up to set up the fade with Sam. So at this point, it's a wrap. I did a video. I did a video a few weeks ago that's called "We're gonna break down why Sam is a punk," and it's about me being on another YouTuber's channel and being disrespected. So I took the discussion that me and the other person that was on the panel on the show, I broke it down and broke it apart. It was about Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith's entanglement. But
oh, please don't say that, man. Yeah, she had an affair. She had an affair, dude. Call that shit for it.
Entanglement. she fell on his member and got entangled.
Mm-hmm.
She fell backwards. But just saying, if you end up buying some property here in like Ohio, Cleveland area, I just happen to know an electrician. I'm just saying, like, I could probably give him a call, probably look at it for you.
Mm-hmm. So you doing a follow-up on Sam?
No, I'm not gonna do a follow-up.
Oh, okay.
But
so when are you doing the one on Will and Jada?
I'm not really gonna like. I probably should go back and do it, since I was trying to do that. Even though I did it with Sam, like, I really broke down the idea. Okay. It depends to be certified. Okay, so there's the only state that I know of that there's a certification. The only time the only state that I know about that it has certified electricians is California. You have to take a state test to be a certified electrician to work as an electrician in California. It depends on the state you're in, but there's not a such thing as a certification as outside of California. In most states, you have to be licensed or worked under a license of another electrician. And here in the state of Ohio, every state's different, but here in the state of Ohio, you have to have about 5 years. It's about 4,000 or 10,000 hours. I forget exactly, but it's like 4 years or 5 years of time in the field, and then you have to go take a test, and you have to pass the test, and then you are you're a licensed electrician. I'm not licensed. I'm convicted of a felony. So yeah, I've never been an apprentice. An apprentice is actually a very specific term that goes for the union. If you're not in the union, you're not an apprentice. Like here in Ohio, you go into your apprenticeship. Before you go into your apprenticeship, if they take you into the program, there's two things they do. They make you an unindentured apprentice, which means you're just a helper and you're waiting to get into the program, or they put you into small works and you're either a C1, C2, C3, C4, or a CE1, CE2, or a CE3. Once you get into the apprentice program, you become a first-year apprentice, a second-year apprentice, a third-year apprentice, a fourth-year apprentice, and a fifth-year apprentice. After your fifth year of being an apprentice, you take a test, you become a journeyman electrician. Now, you can be a journeyman electrician outside of the union by becoming a foreman for like a residential company or being a foreman for a commercial company, non-union. But if you go into the union, they don't honor that. So I am a CE2 electrician, which is a construction electrician, second class in the union. But prior to that, I was a foreman and a second man for a non-union company. Yeah, so like if you're in the electrical field and they're asking and you don't know that much and you're working under somebody, you are technically an apprentice. But the idea of an apprenticeship is a specific thing. Like you have to be in the union to be an apprentice. Like you can go and take a test. Like you have to be it's a certification. It's a like for example, if I'm non-union and I've only been in the trade for 6 months, okay, and I go to a prevailing wage job, anybody that's not an apprentice automatically gets journeyman salary. But if I'm a registered apprentice with the union or the state, because some states allow you to register and shit like that for their license to get a license. Like West Virginia does that. West Virginia, you can take a state test and become a registered apprentice on the course of getting your test. It depends on the state that you're in. But when you ask someone, if someone says that they're an apprentice or if they say that they're a journeyman, that's usually a reference to the union, to a union hall. Obviously every state's different. Like the southern states don't have as many unions. Like I live in the north. I live in Ohio, which we're a pretty strong union state. I'm in Cleveland, which is a very strong union city. I can only tell you what I know from what I've heard from other people, and like I don't have any experience working in other places. Sure, it's no. I don't think it's a coincidence, but so pretty much this stream is for all the subs. This is for all you guys. So if there's anything you guys want to talk, if you guys want to talk about any topics, if anything at all, this is for you guys. Because honest to God, I wouldn't got to 200 subs without you, and I just want to show my appreciation. I don't want to just be rambling on about stuff you guys don't care about. Oh, I do want to say that I did just end up buying a new camera bag today, and I am pretty happy with it, getting a camera bag.
Nice. How's the photography going?
It's actually going pretty good. Like I haven't in these last couple weeks haven't got to go out and take photos as much as I wanted, but it's going well. Okay, so my uncle killed himself, and a few kids I went to school with, fathers killed themselves. Like the only thing you can do is be there for them. That's really all you can do.
Pretty much. I've got a couple of cousins who committed suicide myself, and you look at their kids and you look at your uncles and aunts and stuff like that, man, and like you said, there's no words. All you can do is just be there.
Yeah, all you can do is be there. It depends on a person's character, determines how they deal with death. Death really doesn't bother me. Like it's just like Yeah, that's all you could do. Like my great aunt just died 2 days ago, and I have to go to her funeral on Tuesday. She died of cancer, and I had to tell my boss that I won't be there on Tuesday because I have to go to a funeral. And he's like, "Oh, my condolences." I'm just like, "It's all right. It's all right, man. It's
Yeah.
not a big deal." You know?
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I've been like that since I was a kid. But I think for me, it comes. I I got this one thing in my head, biblically from Scripture, where the whole thing with Jesus and Lazarus, and he, let the dead worry about the dead, and that's stuck in my head. So that's pretty much how I take death. So you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not, they're gone. It is what it is. I'm not. Am I sad that they're gone? No, not really. Because if I'm going to be honest about it, what I'm sad about is it's a selfish thing. I won't have them there for those moments that I would have enjoyed with them. But outside of that, that's about it. I mean, everything's got to go eventually. A lot of people think I'm mean and I'm cold about it, and I don't mean to be. It's just I'm looking at it from a practical point of view. Like you said, there's nothing you could say. It's done. You know what I mean?
So Nate, my urges are long gone. Like at this point in life, I have like the only urges I have in my life that are bad are pussy and pussy and sleeping. Like I don't or going to prison. Those are the three big ones: prison, pussy, sleep. Besides that, like I don't urge to get high or anything like that.
Yeah. The only thing I got is I love my cigars, man. That's all I can tell you. I love my cigars and I love my vapor pen. That's all I got. Outside of that, I enjoy the company of good men where we can sit, talk, eat steaks, smoke, joke, and scratch our balls. But outside of that, man, there ain't nothing else in life I'm looking forward to. I'm just doing my due. Working my business, trying to get my bag up. And the bag is not for flossing. The bag is for me setting up something for my future, so I can rest and relax comfortably, like we should as men after working so hard. As far as it goes for pussy, Savage will tell you, man, I don't give a damn about it. It's not a currency in my kingdom. I don't give a fuck. Let them all burn. Just let them all burn.
Yeah, it depends when it comes to the vape pens. It depends on what juice you're using. It depends on if you keep your coil clean. It depends on uh, how high you're burning it. It also depends on it depends on the airflow.
Yep.
There's a lot of different things that matter. Depends on how harsh it is on your throat and your lungs.
Yeah.
Also, completely happy that they just broke into the consulate in Houston. And you're right about sudden death. Sudden death's harder, but I had no idea that my great aunt had cancer. Like I didn't know. Like I don't hang out with my family like that, so it's not even like I didn't know. But like I have 3 dead brothers. I have multiple cousins that have been killed or died from overdoses or car accidents or motorcycle accidents. See, myself personally, I like a voodoo drag, or I like a Freemax Twister vape. Well, China's way more than just tick for tat. China is doing a lot of fuckery, a lot of fuckery. Next week, I'm going to end up spending more time on like this weekend. I'm pretty packed, but I'm going to put some more videos up on Patreon, and I'm also going to put on my Teespring store. I'm going to go through and revamp multiple streams of multiple lines of clothing. different merchandise. I need to take some more photos and put them up on my Fine Art America account. I'm actually next week supposed to be going with a guy here in Cleveland that does photography. We're supposed to go out and pal around Cleveland and do some shoots. So, Lawrence, Canon just came out with 2 new cameras.
Yeah.
And I want to get one of them. I want to get one of each, to be honest with you. But I'm probably going to get the cheaper one first. And
you said Canon?
It's like, yeah, Canon. They just came out with the EOS 5 and the EOS 6, and the EOS 5 shoots 8K in the camera, and the 6, the 5 has 45 megapixels, and yeah, it shoots 8K, and you can only shoot it for like 7 or 9 minutes before it overheats.
Damn. Okay. Wow. All right. Is that the EOS R5?
Yeah, the EOS R5, or not the R5, just the EOS 5.
Okay, hold on. I got the R5 in front of me. Hold on 1 second. I got the EOS R5. I got the EOS 5D. Oh, there it is. Okay. Semi-professional autofocus, auto exposure, 35 millimeter. Okay. Okay, R5, R6.
Yeah, so the one I'm gonna get is that.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, so it just got released July 2nd.
Yeah, it just got released, and I'm going to end up going and buying. I'm going to go and buy like 90 times soon. It's obviously just the body for the 6 is $2,500, and I'm like $2,500 short on that camera, but I'll get there.
Yeah. What? EOS R5.
Yeah, the 5 is like 3,800.
Well, no, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at everything. That's some serious camera, man.
Yeah, the only problem is that they didn't put a fan in it, so like it overheats. Now you can shoot 4K. You can shoot 4K unlimited. Like there's a 4K setting that it's unlimited, which I'd be happy with just shooting stuff in 4K. But to be able to shoot something in like 8K, I don't even have a computer. My computer, I don't even think would be able to edit 8K videos. So it really isn't like it's not necessary for me right now, but it would be nice to have them 45 megapixels in the photo.
Yeah. It's damn. Okay, so it internally records uncropped 8K raw recording up to 29.97 frames per second with dual pixel. Damn.
Yeah.
That's a serious camera.
Yeah, it's a serious motherfucking camera. Yeah. For sure.
That ain't no joke. Damn, that ain't no joke. And you said that runs 3,500?
It's like 38. It's like $3,800 just for the body. Now that's not that far off from like the Canon. What is it? The Mark V or the Mark IV? I think it's the Mark IV. The Mark IV is like 2,500 or $3,000 or something like that. So like the thing that it's replacing, like the best camera before this thing came out, was not that much cheaper than that, and it's been out for years. Yeah, I want to do more with photography. I definitely want to do more with photography.
Are you just doing it? Are you just doing the photography just normally, or are you taking gigs yet? Or
I'm not taking gigs yet. I'm just Ash, go down, go, bro, go, like go. I was petting you, and now you're getting needy. I'm just doing photography. They should shut down TikTok, and they should also crack down on Facebook and Google and YouTube and Twitter and all of them. They should just crack crack all their heads. But I'm not doing any sort of gigs, but I am taking photos and I'm uploading them to like my Instagram to get some exposure, and I'm also uploading to Shutterstock so that I can get photos accepted and maybe possibly some people buy them to use for stock photos.
Yeah.
And I'm also uploading them to a site that's called Fine Art America, where if people see your stuff, they can get prints made of your photos if they like them. But the point of it is to eventually to get to be able to do gigs, because I'll be honest with you, I made 42 grand last year as an electrician working for the union. If I can make 51,000 from holding the camera or sitting on my ass making YouTube content, I'm completely okay with that. I would do that in a heartbeat. Like,
well, I mean, from what I understand, when you reach a certain level, making 50,000-60,000 a year part time in photography is definitely possible.
I know. That's why like I'm just doing photos and learning editing and stuff like that so I can get to a point where I can make it into something, because I'm 31 and I don't want to be 61 working on a construction site. Like I just don't.
Yeah.
I just don't want to do it.
I hear you. I hear you. Like I said, I've got a time frame. I got a time frame for what I want to do, and I said 53. I have every intention to put the nail in it at 56, man. at 56, I want to be in that spot. So far the plan's going well. I had a few detours here and there, little hiccups, but so far I'm on the path. Getting into the phase now where I'm looking for land for where I'm going to build. So well, that's coming together pretty good. But other than that, as far as business and everything's concerned, it's going good. I just the real estate thing is going okay. My greatest problem right now, well, I wouldn't call it a problem, but I'm trying to focus on a little bit more, is that publishing company I want to build. So I've got like 2 or 3 small publishers who are looking to retire. So I'm looking at working out deals with them to buy that and then merge them into one big publishing company and take it from there.
I'm not a sports fan, and I'm not really like a concert. Like I'm not like really a concert guy. But listen, I'll take photos of dogs. I'll take photos of cats. It don't matter what the photos are. If it's a gig and it pays, like I'm totally into that. Like what I would like to do is, it would be sweet if I could. I want to maybe get into the underground, like the underground artists of Cleveland, and maybe by doing that, I can link up with someone and them end up being on the rise and being like their photographer for a certain part of time to get exposure. But at the end of the day, you just got to take photos and edit them and put them out there and work on getting noticed. But yeah, like I really want to. Like I actually enjoy photography. Like I have actually a passion for taking photos, but the only problem is like if you watch any of the guys on YouTube that do photography for a living, they have way more time to go out and do shit. Like if you look at Peter McInnes, he'll fly to California from Canada and be out there for weeks or days taking photos. I don't have that luxury. So like I'm taking photos of just stuff that's within an hour or two from where I'm at, because I work pretty much every day. But yeah, hopefully one day I'll get there, If anyone wants to see my any of my photography, if you go to Instagram, you can follow me at savage_red_ recovery. Yeah, but see, this is the thing. When you take a photo with a phone and then you put it into your computer and you start editing it, the formatting of a phone is not the exact same formatting as a camera. So, oh no, like I have a camera. Like I have a 77D, which this camera's just fine. Like there's nothing wrong with this camera. It's a great camera. It's just I want a new, you know, I want that new thing. I want that new. It's got all them bells and whistles on it. Like
it's a guy thing. We like the bells. We like the new toys. That's just how it is. There's no reason for it. We just want it.
Listen, when it comes to spending money, you're right. Most people can't tell the difference, but But like if you're gonna do photography for like a wedding, you want the ability to take photos in low light and whatnot with the camera, and you get different feels when you use different lenses and you have different apertures. And I'm actually, one of the things that I'm doing with work is one of the things that I'm doing at work actually is I'm asking contractors that I'm on their jobs, when they finish jobs, they pay photographers to come in and take interior photos for like brochures or for their marketing stuff. And I'm working on getting in with a big contractor to start doing their projects whenever they finish up. So like I'm already working on getting into that. Now, I could take my camera to work, but the only problem with that is like I don't see my boss being cool with me taking photos of guys at work while I'm working on the clock. We have an international union. I could possibly try to get in on that. That is possible. I never thought about that. But the main thing of it is I want this new camera because it's a big investment. That's exactly what I'd be doing for the contractors, for the builders. But the main reason of it is because, like, if I go and spend the money at some point to get a professional camera, like a wedding photographer or someone that gets paid to do gigs is going to buy, then that just means that I'm going to take it that much more seriously because I've invested that much money into that thing. Like, that's all. Well, that's true, but I've been in so many houses and buildings and projects and so many things that I've seen from start to finish that it doesn't really do it for me anymore. Doesn't really do it for me. But yeah, like I would just, I'd like to be able to do photography. I'm definitely not working. All these things that you're mentioning, I completely understand. I've only been doing photography for like a month or two. I've been doing photography pretty much as long as I've been doing this channel. It's all good, Genesis One. Yeah, so I'm gonna like I ended up starting a Venmo or Venmo account, not Venmo but Venmo. I don't know how you pronounce it. It's Vineman or no, it's Vimeo. Hold on a second, my son's calling me. Daddy. Yeah, buddy.
All right. Well, he's got himself on mute, which is completely understandable. I don't know what to talk about. It's not my channel, so I'm not prepared. But I didn't want to just leave everybody with dead space. But I'm glad to see I'm definitely glad to see Savage building up the channel and getting his photography together. As far as it goes for you, Google user, you're absolutely right, man. Networking is everything. It doesn't matter what you do or where you're at. Networking counts for everything. You know, like I tell people a lot, you can't get anywhere unless you ask a question. Don't be afraid of somebody saying no, because for every no you get, I promise you there's going to be a yes, but you got to at least try. You got to network. As far as it goes for what my deal is, I'm retired military, retired investigator, New York City. I'm currently doing real estate, and I also buy and sell small businesses. And I'm out here in Florida. As far as it goes for how we know each other, we met on another we met on another YouTuber stream, Mediocre and Tutorials. That's where we met. We had first started coming up in the channel, and we just built our relationship and friendship from there. Even though the channel's changed since we originally joined, I did get a chance to make some good connections. That's why I was saying the thing about networking is important. I got to meet Kyle. I got to meet another brother, JT, you know, so on and so forth, and a couple other guys, Diego Magellan, so on and so forth, who our time together over there, and since then I've come to look at as my brothers. You know what I mean? So I know it sounds a little corny, but you know, that's what it is. No long elaborate story, or you know, no meeting across a room or getting together because we beat up people or nothing like that. It's just a basic, simple story, man. We just met each other in the chats and came on the show, and we just you know, we just bonded, you know, just simple stuff, man stuff, you know what I mean? just how men do, you know. You find those people of like mind, and you come together and you can build a relationship, because you know, whether you agree or disagree on certain subjects, we all respect each other, and that's something you just don't get often. So when you find it, you grab it, you hold on to it. Yeah, Genesis 1, man stuff. I said it. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, Google user, trying to keep it real. Yeah. And it's funny because, you know, we use that phrase, trying to keep it real, a lot, but the truth of the matter is that if we stand in our space and in our truth, and we stay in our frames as men, you know what I'm saying? It's not a hard thing to do. It should be something that everybody does naturally. You know what I mean? Somehow, you know, like I said before, I'm in my mid 50s, so I come from a different generation than a lot of people I end up talking to. But I remember when you used to be able to, you know, get into conversations and debates, and yeah, you can yell, you can argue with each other, but that was the fun of the debate. But when it was over, if the two of you didn't disagree, it didn't mean the end of friendship. It didn't mean you was less than or more than the other person. It just meant you had a good conversation and you rolled away. But now everybody's like, yo, you got to pick a side. If you feel my side, then I can't deal with you. And that's childish. because nothing in life is black and white like that except death and taxes. You know what I'm saying? Everything else is shades of gray. You know, so I don't know. It's just silly to me. It's just silly to me. Yeah, Genesis. When everybody goes over live, no doubt, no doubt. Everyone goes over live. You know, so but yeah, man. I don't know if it's a question of keeping it real or if it's a just keeping it simple, just keeping it basic, just having the understanding that and I'm not trying to be all, you know, what's the word, flower child or whatever I'm sorry, I'm giving away my age, but
yeah, you old as shit.
Yeah, shut up. but I was just answering questions till you came back. But yeah, I was just saying to everybody that you know, we forgot how to just be able to chill with each other, have you know, have spirited discussions and you know, maybe even get a little heated, but you know, at the end of the day, even if we end up walking away in disagreement, man, we ain't got to be violent to each other. We can still be homies, you know what I mean? It's not the end of the world.
You want to hear something hilarious? So
yeah,
so I work with a guy that is older than me, and he's a witness. And like I was talking to him, and like anytime that he talks about his religion, and me and him are talking, he's like, "I'm not trying to argue with you," and I said, "I'm not arguing." Yeah, I hit 200, man. I know, like it's amazing. But we were talking about being a witness, and he told me that witnesses don't believe in self-defense. Like they don't believe in having a gun to protect yourself. And I was asking him, and he was explaining it to me, and I came back with rebuttals, and he goes, "I'm not arguing." He's like, "I'm not going to argue with you." He goes, "Your personality is like you're trying to argue," and I was like, "Well, I'm a passionate person. Like I get amped up when I'm talking about something. That's just how I am." And he said, he's like, "Yeah, but you know, I don't want to really argue. Us witnesses don't want to do that." I was like, "Are you going to be a witness? Is there anything I'm going to say to you that's going to stop you from being a witness?" And he said, "No." I said, "There's nothing you're going to say that's going to make me a witness. So the only reason that we're discussing this is because I want to understand it. That's it. I'm not trying to prove you wrong. Like that, I'm just asking you a question." But like he was so offended that like I was testing his beliefs. Like, do you know what he told me? So he told me that you can't own a gun. Like they believe in guns, but they don't believe in using them for self-defense. And I said, "Well, Jesus said to sell your cloak and buy a sword." And he goes, "I would have to see that." I was like, "It's Luke 22:36." And he pulls it up. he pulls it up, and he's like, yeah, so he also says prior to that, if you live by the sword, you die by the sword. And I said, "Give me the context." And he goes, "When they went to arrest him, the slave pulled out a sword and cut the ear off the priest. And he said, who takes up the sword dies by the sword." And I said, "But didn't he also say that what Caesar's is Caesar's and what is God's is God's, and to follow the law?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "So with him being arrested by Caesar and them attacking the priest for him being arrested, would that not be giving Caesar what Caesar's?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "So when he in Luke 22:36, he's getting it's Last Supper, and he's preparing he's preparing the disciples for his departure because he knows that he has to leave. And he's telling them, I'm going to leave. I won't be able to, I'm not going to be there for you. I'm not going to be there for you. So sell your stuff and get a sword. And he goes, yeah, but the way that we see, I'm like, but that's not what he said. I was like, you can clearly see that the guy cutting off the ear of the priest when he's getting arrested is different than you being attacked for being who you are. He's like, but they also say to turn the other cheek. Yeah. It says turn the other cheek, and if they take your outer clothing to not take away or not to withhold your inner clothing. I was like, yeah, that's that clearly is showing you not to kill over possessions. But your life is your life. Like that's.
Well, see, to me, that's interesting because when you bring up the part about turn the other cheek, I've always looked at turn the other cheek as not being a reference to physical aspects. I look at turn the other cheek being to verbal aspects because if you look at the
We're gonna be on here for a minute, Janice.
If you look at the precept and go back to the Old Testament, you'll notice that there's something similar to the turn the other cheek when you look at the situation with Lot and Sodom and Gomorrah, which there was which there was commentary in which you go to a house, you speak your piece, and you bring the gospel. But if they don't want to listen to you, then you don't argue with them. You simply walk out the house, knock the dust off your feet, and keep it moving. That's what I look at turn the other cheek to. So if you're bringing the gospel and they don't want to hear it, you turn the other cheek and you go the other way. That's more of a verbal and spiritual thing than it is a physical thing. At least that's how I look at it.
Well, he said that we don't believe in that. He said to turn the other cheek, and I said, but God also said eye for an eye. And he's like,
well, and make no, but see, that's one of the things I think people get confused about when the Most High talks about an eye for an eye. It's not that it's not right. It's not that it's not true. It's just that you got to keep in consideration. He also said vengeance is his. So an eye for an eye, in my mind, can it happen? Yes, but it's only at his discretion. You don't get to pick that. That's his job, and he'll tell you who to go to get it from. Does that make sense? I don't know if I'm saying it right.
It does, but like the whole eye for the eye comment was pretty much me just taking a dig at him. That was me shooting shots at him. But yeah, like long story short, I don't trust Mormons, and I don't trust witnesses. I don't. Like I was like, you're a witness, right? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, that's a form of Christianity, right? And he's like, we're Christians. And I said, no, that's a form of Christianity, correct? And he's like, no, we're Christians. I said, no, that's a form of Christianity, correct?
And that's what cracks me up about religion, because at the end of the day, whether you want to call him Yahweh, Shah, Jesus, whatever, he didn't come here to bring religion, man. He came here to bring a way of life. You're trying to turn something into dogma. And when you get caught up in a dogma and you can't see things from a practical point of view or a logical point of view, you're too far gone.
Well, it says not to get caught up in traditions in the Bible.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So it straight shows you that you're not supposed to be, like, organized religion is not necessarily what you're supposed to be doing. And like he told me in their church, like, so if you're a witness, all right, and they don't believe on carrying guns, okay, he said, so if, say, you're a cop, you're allowed to be a cop and own a gun, but you can't serve God in a higher capacity. Like, you can't be an elder because it might offend people, or people might be turned away from you because you carrying a gun is a poor example as a witness. And I said, so what you're saying is you're worried about offending people. He goes, well, you know how you made that comment about women the other day? That might offend some people. And I said, and? The comment that I made about women was, if you want equality, then you get equality all the way through. You don't get part of it. You don't get, I'm going to smack the shit out of you and you're a man and you can't hit me. That's not what equality is. And
that he thought was offensive?
Yeah, because he's a witness and he's still in that idea that that you shouldn't hit women no matter what, and women are like victims and traditional. Like he's looking at it as an idea.
Okay. Yeah. Usually when people tell me women are victims, my response is, yeah, well, you started all this when you bit the pomegranate, so push off.
Yeah. Yeah, see, Gandhi's one of those characters that I don't really like. Mother Teresa, Gandhi. I don't actually put any weight to what they said, because they were just shill sellouts that did a lot of evil things.
Yeah, but I find myself and I right now I can't say if this is good or bad or not, but right now at the moment I find myself becoming more and more isolated. Um, um, I I just try to avoid conversations, man, because it's bad and it's only going to get worse, and you can see it's getting worse. When we start reaching to the point that you know, even when the facts are literally laying in your lap and you want to ignore them, I can't talk to you. I can't.
Well, see,
I can't do it.
Well, see, myself personally, I'm still young. I still got some pep in my step, and I like a good debate. Like I like a good old fashioned debate. And if it comes down to fisticuffs, then it is what it is.
Well, I don't mind the debate, but the problem is that we're not getting debates. We're getting a whole bunch of screaming, for lack of a better term, lunatics, who don't want to have a debate. They just want to yell at you about their emotional state of being and why they're victims. And that's not a debate. That's just, well, it's just stupid. I mean, I don't know what else to call it.
Well, what makes me laugh is like there's this older guy at work, and he told me that he doesn't believe anything on the internet. And I said, so if I looked you up, you don't exist. I can find you on the internet. Does that mean you're not real?
That's what I'm saying. They speak without thinking, man. That's my whole point. That's my whole point. So
Like,
now I get a lot of grief from from everybody, because I won't even address women anymore. I mean, I've this past week I've been trying to get back into all the streams and the channels that I follow, and I've been in a couple of the streams, and there'll be women on the panel, and they'll ask me questions, and I sit there in silence. and they're like, can you hear me? Silence. And then one of the guys will come up, I'm sorry, maybe you don't understand, but the legend is here. He don't talk to you guys. Because I had one where I had one of the guys, it was a new guy who I had met for the first time in the stream, and we were talking about real estate and stuff like that. And there was like 2 or 3 young ladies in there, and one of them was prior military. And he's like, oh yeah, that's why I'm asking, because when you had made a comment, I thought you might be, and I wanted to introduce you to the young lady who's sitting here on the panel right now, because she's looking to get into real estate and et cetera and so on and yada yada. And before he could finish anything else, she jumped in and she started giving me a list of what she's looking for, why she's looking for it, where she wants to go. Now, mind you, here's my problem. First of all, I didn't even tell you I was willing to take you on as a client, but you already going to start giving me a honey-do list. You understand what I'm saying? We haven't even been introduced properly yet. She said everything she's going to say, and then they got quiet, and she's like, are you there? And I didn't say anything. And then the gentleman's like, Lawrence, she's still, oh, I'm still here. I just want to make something abundantly clear, because maybe you didn't notice and nobody else told you, but I don't talk to women. I don't associate with them. I don't interact with them. I definitely don't take them on as clients. Well, if you're in a business, he said, well, if you're in a business, you're throwing away money. There's no amount of money from a woman that would ever make that much of a difference to me. It's not worth the drama. We've already established, just by the way she just interacted just now, I never even said I was going to take her on as a client. You just heard how she just acted right out the gate. straight up entitlement. Like I'm just supposed to take her on and do what she says. So yeah, I don't do that. And if you go to any other channel that I'm on and you meet the people in it, they'll tell you I'm that dude. I am that dude. So, and he's like, wow. And then she got mad and she got off the panel, and I did not care. and you know me. We've talked for months, man. You know me. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
was he mad? Like, did he get upset with you?
Oh, she was tight. She was real tight. She was real tight.
Did he get upset with you though that one of his people left?
No, not at all. Not at all. His exact words to me is like, "Hey, man, I don't necessarily do it myself, but I respect the path you're on. I can't get mad at you." And I said, well, I expected nothing less. We're men. We might disagree, but we're not going to be disrespectful to each other. He said, absolutely.
Well, not even that, but there's a saying that not all money is good money. So, like,
exactly.
I don't even know how someone could say, well, you're completely cutting out a market share. Yeah, but that market share really isn't, like, how much does that market share benefit me?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yes, he don't engage with women in any way at all. Like he does not engage with them. If he's in a chat and there's women in the comments talking to him, he won't talk to them.
I will not respond. Like I said, if I give you a list of all the streams I'm on, you'll see it. You'll see it on the panel. You'll see it in the chats. Yeah. I think the last time on MTR there was some chick in there who I was talking to Diego, I think it was, and she just popped in and started saying something about me. And my response, I think I responded to either Minzy or JT, one of them. I was like, yo, who is this bitch talking to me? I don't talk to chicks. What the fuck is she doing? and JT was like, she don't understand, man. She don't understand. And and one of them had said something, and the next thing I knew, she came back and said, I'm sorry, I apologize, my bad. And I ignored her. I don't do it. I don't have time for it.
So Google, the reason that he is publicly willing to say that is because he is black pill. He's so far out of the matrix that he sees the shit sandwich the matrix is and doesn't want any part of it.
Yep. And if you don't believe me, and I believe Kyle, you were there that day, and you can verify. I've got 4 daughters. I've already blackpilled 2 of them. I won't talk to them. I don't have the time, my dude. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Not doing it at all.
So what exactly made you stop talking to 2 of them?
Say again?
What made you decide to stop talking to 2 of them?
They started picking up on all that gynocentrism and feminist bullshit, and started talking to me in tones and manners that are unacceptable to me. I mean, literally talking to me in the same capacity as if I'm a fucking stranger in the street. And
or her boyfriend.
Exactly. And here's my deal. Look, I'm the man in the story. I'm not going to debate it with you. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to talk about equality. None of that shit matters to me. I am a man. That is an unequivocal, absolute fact. And I am your father.
I'm your father. Yeah, I'm your father on top of it. Yeah. Like at the end of the day, I don't give no shit.
Exactly. I'm your father. And at the very least, you owe me at least for every breath you take. So you're not going to sit here and talk to me like that. And they got this thing, and it's that thing, and it's from my first wife. They have this entitlement sensibility that they picked up from her because they grew up with her. So now they got this thing where they like to play this game. Well, you weren't around and you didn't do this and you didn't do that. Okay, don't put that on me. That was your mother's call. Okay, she's the one who kept you. She's the one who kept you separated. She's the one who tells you now at almost 30 years old that she always knew where you were since she always knew where I was since you were 5. But yeah, you want to stand here and get mad at me. She's the one who lied to you, but you want to be mad at me. No, I'm not doing that. And then you want to look at me like, well, since you wasn't here, you owe me a house, you owe me a car. Bitch, please. You got to be out of your fucking mind.
I would have told her straight up. I'd have been like, I wasn't around then, and watch me not be around now.
Exactly. Now, to answer a question Google user threw up here, I do it personally too, as you just heard. So yeah, it's not just business. It's not just business wise. When I go into supermarkets and stores like that, I do my best to go to counters and registers and stuff like that where there's men. But if that's not available, I come in, I put my stuff on the thing. They ring it up. They ask me, hello, how you doing? I don't respond. If I'm using my card, I just slide it through the thing, put in my PIN and walk out. If I'm using cash, I don't let them touch me. I sit it on the counter, and when they hand it back to me, I make them put it down on the counter. I don't roll. Yo, my dude, no. I'm not doing it. Not doing it. It's too much bullshit. The woman can walk down the block, never seen you a day in her life, and say he raped me, and you get arrested and go to jail without nothing. Nah, I'm not even taking that chance no more. Not even taking that chance no more.
Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I like the approach. But
you know what the best part of it is watching their expressions, because they can't fathom it. Because if there's one, let me tell you something. If there's one way to get under a woman's skin, if there's one way to piss her off, if there's one way to drive her absolutely insane, ignore her. There is no other effective tool as good as that when it comes to women. You ignore them, they lose their minds. Because their whole game plan is to get your attention.
Oh, trust me, dude. I listen. Like, on a constant, regular basis, the nagging and the manipulation that I've dealt with date women, it's wearing me out. It's wearing me out like a cheap suit.
Yep. And just like before I got to the point where I stopped talking to them, I used to get into back and forths with them, and you get all the regular shaming. Oh, well, you don't know how to choose them. You picked the wrong one. You're gay. The shaming 101. And I remember one of the last conversations before I decided to do this. There was a female. I was in line, and she was trying to pick me up, and I was like, no, thank you, but no, thank you. And she's like, excuse me? I was like, I'm just trying to get my stuff, boo. I'm good to go. Well, you think you all that? Nah, it's not about that. And you can tell she's getting ready to go into that black chick mentality where she starts getting loud and screaming. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you can hear the programming start to kick in.
Exactly. So I go straight into my Tommy Sotomayor mentality where it's a BT 1000. You know what I'm saying? So I go straight into that in my head, and I don't really remember what happened for the most part. But she kept going on, and I looked at her and I said, "Look," and she said something about, you don't think I'm good enough for you, or something like that. She said, and I said, look. Let me make something understanding clear. It has nothing to do with whether or not you're good enough for me. This comes down to one thing and one thing only. And she said, what's that? I said, you don't have the skill set required. Period. End of story. You don't have the skill set required. So what you can do now is you can take you and your little dog Toto too and go away. And then she looked at me and she said, well, that shows how stupid you are. I ain't got no dog. You see a dog around here? I'm talking about your fat, quite cute and the right light friend standing over there. You keep around yourself to make sure you stay the cute one. So, and then they both started screaming at me. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. So, in my head, when you said that you knew she was a BT 1000, my first thought would have been, what large metal object is near me in case I have to hit this machine?
Yeah, I'm self-taught in computer repair and programming. I will rip out your internal parts. I mean, like I said, it's just and I said this last night on the panel when somebody had asked me about that too, and not dealing with them, and I had told them, I said, look, it's a simple thing. Every human being reaches a point in their life when they get sick and tired of being sick and tired. And let's be real about something. The vast majority of you guys sitting here on the panel right now are your 30s? And everybody was like, yeah, mid 30s, yada yada. Okay, now now listen to what I'm saying to you. I got another panelist on another show, OG. He's 61. I'm 53. We're both sitting here telling you that we're older than all of you. And we're telling you we're using the exact same arguments today that we've been saying since we were young men. So eventually, at some point in your life, you have to say to yourself, these motherfuckers are not listening. And then and then one of the guys said, well, we have to keep trying. I said, no, we don't. Because see, this is what happens. If you keep trying the same thing, now you're fulfilling Einstein's theory. And they're like, what are you talking about? Only a fool repeats the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. So if we're doing the same thing over and over again, they're not listening, but we're still doing it. That doesn't make them fools. That makes that makes us fools, because we're trying to convince them of something that we know full well they will not accept. They're not going to give up the power. They're not going to give up the reins. They're not going to give up the advantages they have. They're just not. And truth be told, human nature wise, you can't really see why they would. But at the end of the day, we don't have to play the game. We don't have to play the game. I said, you sit here and you talk about game and chasing ass. I'm sitting here and telling you I ignore them and they chase me all day. I mean, and that's generally how it works. When you ignore them and acknowledge that you don't need them, they chase you even more. And that's the absurdity of it, because I honestly, truly don't want to deal with them. But the fact that I'm doing it this way, they're coming more and more. I mean, it's just insane. And that in and of itself shows you how twisted their mentality is. As men, if somebody tells us we don't fucking want to be bothered with you, get the fuck away from me, what do? We leave. We don't keep coming after you. You don't say, I mean, you're done, you're done.
Yeah, no. like I constantly get women like I fucking me in the store or whatever I'm doing, and like I laugh, like I just blatantly laugh. Like while like they're looking at me, I'm looking at them laughing.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah, I mean that's all you can do. And just like guys, it's like, well, we have a responsibility to the community, yada yada. Why do we have a responsibility to the community? They're the ones who tore it down. So why I mean we're still doing the same thing. We're making excuses for them. We're still not allowing them the sub consequences. We're still putting on that cape and playing Captain Save-A-Ho. No, you have to treat them like you would any other enemy, any other battle. You let them burn. You let them burn. You let them deal with the consequences that they put themselves in. Because to be damn sure as men, nobody's coming to save us. We got to solve it ourselves, don't we?
Well, yeah, not even that, but even if with it not being an enemy situation, if you're just doing it as if you're going to treat them equal, if men say stupid shit or do stupid shit or things I don't agree with or don't want around me, I just cut them off and don't conversate with them in any aspect. So they want some equality. Here's a big heap of equality. Like, you can figure it out. Yeah. But I do want to show a little video real quick. I want you guys to see something. So this right here is Merkel.
Oh, geez, she's talking about Megan.
No, Angela, the head of Germany.
Oh, you talking about her? Okay.
You see this?
I've seen that before. Didn't they try to cover it by saying something about she was sick or ill or something like that?
Yep.
Yeah, like she's getting over the flu or some nonsense. They try to pass it off.
You see
And
how
she's not the
you see how
she's not the
bad she's
first.
shaking?
Yeah. She's not the first person. Remember when Hillary fell coming out of that limo?
Yeah, but this right here, you see how she's having tremors.
Parkinson's?
No. This is not Parkinson's.
Well, it's a neurological disorder. There's no doubt to that.
Yeah, she's having tremors. I want to show you. So I'm gonna read this. Kuru is a very rare disease. It is caused by infectious protein found in contaminated human brain tissue. Kuru is found among people from New Guinea who practice a form of cannibalism in which they eat the brains of dead people as part of a funeral ritual.
Yeah.
This
I forgot
practice
about that.
in 1960, but the cases of Kuru have been reported for many years afterwards because the disease has a long incubation period. The incubation period is sometimes a period is the time it takes for symptoms to appear after being exposed to the agent that caused disease. Kuru causes brain and nervous system changes similar to whatever the fuck that is. Similar disease
I can't see
appear. Yeah, it's like I'll copy it and paste it.
Okay.
It's like
It has a lot of similarity. It has a lot of similarities to incubation period, like mad cow.
It is mad. It's mad cow for humans. Okay. The main risk factor for Kuru is eating human brain tissue, which will contain. Keep on reading. Okay, so symptoms. All right, arm and leg pain, coordination problems that become severe, difficulty walking, headaches, swallowing difficulty, tremors, and muscle jerks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you got to look real close at that though, because like I said, at first glance, for the average person, they would say the same thing I did: Parkinson's, like Michael J. Fox. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I'm gonna look up this. I'm looking up the symptoms. The symptoms of Parkinson's has four main symptoms: tremors in hands, arms, legs, jaw, or head, stiffness of the limbs and trunk, slowness of movement, impaired balance and coordination, sometimes leading to falls. Now, that video of her did not look like any sort of that doesn't look like any bit of stiffness. That looked pretty severe. And she's also not running for office again.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't like that's her whole body. That's her that's her whole body. Like even her back, like her back muscles are jerking. Like that doesn't look like Parkinson's. My,
It's her
my
lips too. Look at it. It's in her mouth too.
yeah.
Because nobody's talking to her. She's not talking to anybody. That's her lips moving just like the rest of her body uncontrollably.
Yeah. My grandmother's grandmother's brother, so my great uncle, has Parkinson's, and he doesn't do this.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, she's like, you see how much she's blinking?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, she can't control it at all.
Yeah.
And you could tell she's trying to play it off.
Because I know there's an actor who does the thing with the blinking eyes. Ty Burrell from Modern Family, the one who plays Phil Dunphy. But his condition is not this. He actually has a name for his condition. That's why he's constantly blinking the way he does. And he's had that all his life. Just like the chick who played his wife, Claire. Julie, I can't remember her last name. She's got a pacemaker in her heart since she was like, I think 20s or something like that. But Ty Burrell does that blinking thing, but it's not for this. He actually has a medical condition they confirmed. But like I said, to the untrained eye, they would do the same thing I did. They would automatically go to the Michael J. Fox thing with Parkinson's.
Well,
but once you start seeing everything the way you just put it together with the eyes, the lips, and yada yada yada. Because Michael J. Fox has a lot of body movement, but his lips and his eyes don't do that.
yeah, like he has a lot of like jerking with his neck, like
yeah. Mm-hmm. But his eyes and his lips, he's got control of those because the man still talks. Yeah.
Yeah, he was still acting. He was still acting with Parkinson's. But the thing of it is, if it was Parkinson's, then why would she not be running again? Because Parkinson's isn't going to really affect your job. Not if you're a paper pusher or, you know.
Yeah. Well, not just that. If she had thrown out the fact that it was Parkinson's, she would have got the vote just for, you know what I'm saying? just for the sympathy vote, so to speak. You know, because then the other women would have said you just voting her out because she's, you know, she's disabled, yada yada yada, and then they would have tried to keep everybody in there. That kind of nonsense.
Have you been looking into the Wayfair stuff?
No, I have not. I wasn't lying to you, man. I've been my head buried. I haven't been following up on anything.
Have you seen anything about Chrissy Teigen?
No, but that's on me because I don't like her, so I try to avoid anything with her. And I'm being honest with you. I did from day one. I've never liked her. I don't even like. There's something about looking at her just sends my spirit in a bad place. So I just try not to.
This is why.
It's child trafficking.
Yes, and this is why.
And this is the same Wayfair. This is the same Wayfair furniture place.
Yes, and the reason that there's something that bothers you about her spiritually when you look at her is because of this right here. I didn't really have a topic for this, but you know, let's just take a little dip our toes a little bit into a little bit of stuff that I want to point out, because this is why I like Trump, and this is why I follow QAnon, and this is what I care about. This right here is what I really care about. So, as you can see here, you can see that Chrissy Teigen deleted 60,000 tweets. Okay. Now, here's some of the great tweets of Chrissy Teigen. Seeing little girls do the splits half naked is just ... I want to put myself in jail. I'm going to jail over pizza. It's always weirds me out how strong little toddler tummies can look, and I am aware of how absolutely disturbing that sounds. What does a guy wear to a toddler's and tiara party? A belly and a t-shirt with a small, sexy toddler on it saying number one, duh. I want pizza. Brad Pitt just handed us pizza. I woke up this morning with a pizza on my chest and ranch dressing all over me. So if you think I'm too good for this, you are sadly mistaken. So this right here, it says Pedo Delights. All right. Toddlers and tiaras star for Don's fake boobs and butt. And then there's a picture that she sent, and the picture is of a man with a tattoo, and it is a baby's hand holding what looks to be a thumb, but larger, with no nail. You know, just normal stuff for just normal stuff. Here's another great thing that so there's some very interesting stuff that the guy from Twitter had posted. Where's that? Jack and Pasta.
Hey, Kyle.
Yeah.
I got to step away real quick. I'll be right back, okay?
Yeah.
All
right, guys. So this right here, this is Jack. Now, this is the Jack from Twitter, the CEO. Okay. It says, making the good pasta, comma, reading through the amazing parts of the satanic verses. The golden, quote unquote, threads begin to intertwine. All right. Now, let me find the FBI code words. Let me find these code words, guys. All right, so.
Okay, I'm back.
All right, so I want you. So I'm going to pull up. This is Jack's Twitter. This is his post. Now it says, making the good pasta, reading through some amazing parts of the satanic verses, the golden threads begin to intertwine. Now, if you go over here to the Federal Bureau of Investigation's bulletin, on these code words right here. All right. Pasta means little boy, and the word pizza means girl. Okay. You see these. Hot dog is boy, pizza is girl, cheese is little girl, pasta is little boy, ice cream is male prostitute, walnut is person of color, map is semen, and sauce is orgy, right? You see these right here? So when you read these messages, so in this, he's talking about reading the satanic Bible, pretty much, and he's making a little boy. All right. With Chrissy Teigen, she has a lot of references to pizza. She has a tweet where she says, "I'm about to Anthony Weiner this kid." You know who Anthony Weiner is, correct?
If you're asking me, yes, I do.
Yes. So that's the tweet she put out there. Now, I also want to show you guys a very good picture of this right here. I'm from Cleveland, all right? So this is LeBron James. This is the king. This is the king. All right, you type in LeBron James, you see all these pictures of him being on the Lakers, him being on the Cavs. Well, look what happens when you put girl. You put LeBron James and girl. All right, there's a picture. This picture right here. Does anyone see anything in this picture that's weird?
Well, you mean what they said about the crotch thing? Yeah, absolutely. The crotch thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like I said.
Okay. So that's a death grip. That's a death grip.
Yes, it is.
All right. Now, if you go to the article that this is a part of, the caption that he put underneath this was, "Oh my God, I need a daughter, man. At Krish Bosch, I'm too jealous of you, bro. She's amazing, dude. Daddy's little girl." He put that caption under this photo.
Weird. Look, man, as far as I'm concerned, Hollywood and the sports world, man, it's look. Same thing applies to them as applies to women. Let it burn, man.
So here's a tweet from LeBron.
Yeah, haven't been to a pizza party in a minute.
Haven't been to a pizza party in a minute. Now, if we go back to these code words, pizza. Disturbing. Yeah. Weird. Who would have thought?
Oh, I'm not surprised. What is this? The highest art of warfare is not to fight at all, but to subvert anything of value in the country of your enemy until such time that the perception of reality of your enemy is screwed up to such an extent that he does not perceive you as an enemy. You can take your enemy without a single shot being fired. That was Yuri Bezmenov, former KGB agent.
And what do you think's going on now?
That's why I read it. That's exactly why I read it.
What is that? What's that short, fat comedian that was in King of Queens. He's a comedian. He's not Kevin James. He's not the head guy, but he's the.
You talking about you talking about Patton Oswalt? I hate him too. He does the same thing to me that Chrissy Teigen does. When I look at him, it messes me up. Yeah, you're talking about Patton Oswalt. As a matter of fact, he does the voiceover for the Goldbergs now.
So we're gonna go to some of his tweets.
Oh, I don't even need to. I know all about him. Yeah, I mean, you could do it for the chat, but I know all about him already.
He had some pretty weird tweets.
Yeah, Google user. He did bail out rioters. Yeah, it was him and a couple other people, but he was definitely one of the ones leading the pack. You know how you look at somebody and you just want to smash their face in?
Yeah.
That's me with him. It's just looking at him. I just want to shove my fist through his face.
Okay, so this is in February 25th, or he posted this 7/9/13. All right, the angry at tweets from my hammer toad followers opened my eyes. Pedophobia. Shaming hurts us all. I'm a proud pedophile. Let NAMBLA members F anyone they want. I am so crazy for wanting my kid to grow up in a safer world.
I'm telling you, man, these are the kind of people who will take a newborn baby, boil it in water, and drink the fat. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. So here's Courtney Cox. Here's a tweet that she put out. See, so you guys see this photo?
Wait. You mean Courtney Cox, Monica from Friends?
Yeah. So I'm gonna share the screen. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show this. Okay, so we're gonna look at this photo.
Oh yeah, the symbol. Yeah.
So here's the symbol. Here's this little girl symbol. This is what she says in this tweet. And this tweet is from 2014. It says, "How long does it take to cook a baby in the microwave? Question. I do not know. I close my eyes when I masturbate."
Unfortunately, I know the answer to that question because we had a case in New York where that was done. So,
yeah. Let's see. There was another person. I had some real questionable tweets. It was Courtney Cox. Who was the other person?
Hey, can I take a second real quick to say something?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was at Google user. He had made a comment about refuse to use social media other than Google. I agree. As a matter of fact, I've been building my my own server system, and what I'm going to do is create my own I guess like a Facebook, LinkedIn kind of thing, and and run my business website from there, where I have total control of everything. Because I'm tired of my data being snatched, if you know what I mean, and being monitored. So I just wanted to answer that real quick because he had made that comment. But yeah, I shut down my Twitter. I mean, I had it for years, never used it, and I just shut it down. Facebook, of course, it is what it is. I'm slowly moving myself out of that. LinkedIn seemed to have been okay for a while, but I came across about a week or two ago a news article about someone suing them for privacy concerns as well. So yeah, I'm just moving into alternatives in which I just have my own stuff that belongs to me, and I can monitor and control who I let in and who I don't let in, and just keep it simple, keep it real for business, blah 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 blah. And yes, I saw when you posted that to Nate earlier about Rob Braxman. I'm going to be checking it out. Thank you for that, by the way.
So
I'm sorry, Kai. I'm sorry, Kai. I just wanted to get that out there real quick. I'm sorry.
You're good. So a lot of these tweets have been deleted, but there are websites where people archive stuff, and you can go and look at stuff even after it's deleted. And I don't know if you guys know this, but all this stuff came out with Wayfair, and then people start hitting up Tegan, and then within a day or so of Tegan, like people she had to she deleted 60,000 emails and had to block 1 million 1 million users on Instagram or on Twitter. Twitter then got hacked. That's when they shut down the site, and they got hacked right like within a day or two of that happening. So like there is a lot of like that photo that I showed you of James, that's a photo he posted. There was an article written about him posting that photo.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, man, it's getting bad. It's getting bad. And you know, like I told somebody before, you don't have to sit there and watch buildings burn or count how many buildings are burned to determine how bad it's getting. What you need to watch is how flagrant they are in putting it in your face what they're doing. That's that. I mean, at least for me, that's how I watch how far it's getting, how far it's getting, how bad it's getting. Because they're getting flagrant with it. There's no question to that. They're getting flagrant with it, and then they just passing it off as a joke and etc. and so on. And I remember somebody had said something before. Well, why don't people who are against it stand up against it? I said, you know, we've been doing this. People like us who've been standing up, speaking on it, fighting against it, whatever have you may. We've been doing it for centuries. You know what? You do it this time. It's your mess. You clean it up. Because see, as far as we're concerned, when the final battle comes, we're good. We're going to be okay. It's the rest of you who are going to have a problem.
So I'm going to bring this up. I'm going to bring this up and read this. So this is a post from Q. This was posted 6/24/18. All right, and it's a picture of it's obviously a picture of Donald Trump and of John F. K. Jr. And this is part of the Q post. It says, in 1909, we lost everything. My father caught on, first in the Bilderbergs. Then he caught on in NASA. He demanded to know who the Greys were and why they were here. They killed him. I strategically staged my own death and allied with one person in this world who I knew was honorable enough to trust. And we began to build the plan. Hence, penance is coming. Regardless of what you think, you are not yet awake. You do not know how deep this goes. If you knew, you could not sleep. Many of us could never go on. You need each other. You need everyone. You need every one of you. Learn to play nice with each other or be left behind. If one stumbles, pick them up. If one asks a question, give them the answer. This is how we grow. There's no more room in the plan for arrogance and self-importance. If you turn one away, you'll hurt the plan. If you hurt the plan, you'll be left behind. We are watching. We see it all. There are no secrets. You would never believe the files kept on every one of you for that matter. You would never believe where they are kept. Prepare for the next phase. Prepare each other. You are one, and where we go one, we go all. Are.
Yep.
Yeah, I seriously I seriously follow the QAnon stuff, and if you go and look up all the executive orders that Trump has passed or signed into law with the looking of human trafficking and things of that nature, then you would see that that's really what's going on. That's why the wall was built. The wall was built to stop the human trafficking. That's why he wrote the executive order in December 21st of 2017 that allowed the federal government to seize all assets of any human trafficker. There's multiple bills. He also, if you look, he spent a bunch of money revamping Gitmo and making the Gitmo prison be able to hold more people. He increased the size of the docking there.
Mm-hmm.
Trump didn't have ties to Epstein. That's a false narrative.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. The Clintons most certainly did, though.
So what ended up, if you go and look into Trump and Epstein, what ended up happening is
well, just out of curiosity, with Google user, he said, like, I heard audio of a supposed victim that said Trump knew, but she never saw him participate. Okay, just because you know something doesn't mean you have ties to someone. Just saying that. But from everything that I know of, from what I've checked, he has no ties to them whatsoever.
So this is what it is. So this plan has been in existence for a very long time. It's believed that there's a theory going out that Trump has been undercover. Like, his main purpose was to get in circles with people. So if there's a video, I'm going to see if I can find the video. There's a video of Trump. But so what it comes down to is, no, you're fine. You don't listen. No one has to apologize in the chat. Like, if you say something, there's no. We're having a conversation. There's no reason to apologize. But what it is if you go and look at it, Epstein ended up trying to have relations with one of the guys that worked for Trump. Trump ended up kicking him out of Mar-a-Lago, and then when he first got arrested, when Epstein got arrested in the 90s, the only person that went and gave a statement to the prosecuting attorney was Trump. Trump gave information, and he's the reason that Epstein got convicted the first time. Like, if you go back to 2015, okay, so this right here, this is 2015 when he is running for president. Okay, I'm not about to subscribe to this bullshit. Let me find the video. I'm going to share this real quick so you guys can listen to what Trump says about the island. And this is in 2015 when he was running for president.
Raise the question of Stephen's remarks, but in the Q&A. Well, I think he's got a problem. What do you think the problem will be? I don't know, but that island was really accessible. There's no question about it. Just ask Prince Andrew. He'll tell you about it. The island was an absolute accessible. So, and he's been there for many times. Well, I can't say friends, but I know friendly. You know them. They play at my clubs a lot. I have clubs, and everybody likes to play. Are you saying this is a political problem for her if she runs for president? It could be a political problem. Look, he could be a political problem. Right now, he's Teflon, and right now, maybe not. But he could end up being a political. I want to ask one question.
So, in that clip, he clearly says that place was it was just horseshit. It was an island of depravity. Ask Prince Andrew. And then, here's another fun fact about Trump. So if you go and look at the federal government's seal indictments, like how many seal indictments there are because it's tracked, the average for a year is about 1,000. The federal government, as of right now, has 180,000 seal indictments. That was 2015 when he was running for president. He said that about the island. There's 180,000 sealed indictments. I don't know if you guys know this, but if you remember, Backpage, that was shut down for human trafficking under the Trump administration. If you go and you look at the Epstein arrest, that was a sealed indictment. If you look at Maxwell, that was a sealed indictment. Like if you go right now and look if you go and look up human trafficking arrests, yes, I do watch Project Veritas. If you go and look up human trafficking arrests, there are large-scale human trafficking arrests that are happening all over the country, all over the world. Like, that is why they do not like Trump. That's why they don't like Trump. Hey, Lawrence, do you mean PV or POV?
PV for Project Veritas, you ass. Oh, geez. And then, it's funny because as I typed the initials, I said to myself, somebody's going to have a joke. I swear, as I typed it, somebody's going to have a joke.
I seen it. It was just like, oh, yeah. Oh yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted I didn't mean to make it a whole production. I just wanted a Google user to understand that we're men, man. We don't have to apologize for being men. You know what I'm saying? We got a difference of opinion. That's cool. It is what it is. And if we're wrong, then we adjust accordingly. That's all. I ain't never apologize for it. You stood in your truth at the moment. You did. You never apologize for that.
Guys, so right now, I'm amazed on how well this Brian Pappin video is going.
Yeah, what's your view count on it?
I'm at 191 views, and it's been up for 27 hours.
That's pretty good.
That is really good. That's really good.
Yeah. I mean, that's almost your whole subscriber count, man.
I got
half
like
of it at least.
Well, my subscriber count's 200. I'm at 191 right now.
For view, the views are
For
191.
191.
Yeah. That's damn near your whole. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's a good ass ratio.
That is a really good ratio.
Especially for something that ain't had nothing to do with talking about chicks.
Correct. No chicks involved.
Mm-hmm.
And there's not even a hot thumbnail. Just
no, it's
dude.
not. Well, when I see it, it's just his face. That's all I see.
Yeah. Well, see, out of all my videos, so like the thumbnails and the titles really help with it when it comes down to stuff. But if I go to my videos, my highest viewed video is a video about Antifa.
Mm-hmm.
It's got like 400 and some views. So like, yeah.
I've watched those, man. Those are some good videos. There's a dude. He generally does comic reviews, but he had broke from that and did like a 20-minute video on Black Lives Matter. And I mean, man, he tore it down. And he's like, and before y'all say anything, as a mixed martial arts gay man, you want to come to my house and talk to me about it, feel free. I'll gladly introduce you to the concept of getting fucked up. His channel is called Just Some Guy. He kills you, man. But he's spot on. He's spot on about it.
So I'm gonna go through a few of my videos and show you guys the count. So the Brian Pappin video, I have 191 views on that. It's been up for 27 hours. The video before that I uploaded was Isaiah Jackson, which is the guy he commented on. It's got 53 views. If you go down to like stories of my drug addiction, I got 49 views. Like my next video that had some decent traction, let's break down how Sam is a punk. That's got 128 views. All right.
What'd you get for the part-time father thing?
My part-time father is 48 views.
Okay.
So Findom is for narcissist, entitled, and socialist women. 128 views. Mm-hmm. Tired of the mask and the government. I got 35 views. I have a video that says Black Lives Matter, and it shows a picture of 4 kids that were killed during that weekend in Chicago.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
That's got 56 views. All right.
Damn, I thought that would have had more.
Nope. Racial tensions are rising. It's a stream about racial tensions and that woman that pulled the gun in Detroit on that family. It's got 68 views. White Karen with the gun pulls it on black family. 87 views. So then my next video that's got a lot of views is called Findom Average Women Doing Average Things Expecting Money. It's got 185 views.
Man, that is one busted chick in that video.
Well, then it goes down to Findom. These e-thoughts are out of their minds. 277 views. That was my biggest video. My second biggest video. Okay. And then my biggest video is called Antifa Get a Prize, and it's 431 views. My buddy that's a gospel artist, so when I ended up doing his interview is 49 views.
A Google user asked a good question. He wrote, if I watch your video for like 5 seconds multiple times, each time I watch the video, would it be counted in the total view count?
So the way that this works is Anytime that someone watches it, once you click on it, it gives it a view count, and then it keeps track of your duration. So whenever you click on it and watch it for a few seconds and then get off of it, what it does is it calculates the average watch time, and it brings my watched hours, like my average watch time, down in the video. So when that happens, like it affects, like, obviously the more views and the more time people watch it, the more likes and comments, the more the algorithm helps push it. So anytime that if something has a low count, the algorithm might not push it. But at the same time, say like so like my average watch time for those 191 views on my last video, no, I've never seen that. So the Brian Patton video, my average, like if you go into your YouTube studios, it will break down like exactly what your watch time is and all your stuff. So if I read it, it's views are 192. The average view duration is 2 minutes and 22 seconds. And the watch time minutes that I have is 457 minutes from this video. And then, like, if you go into your analytics, I can go to like my discovery, and it will tell me like 34.8% of where this was sourced from is from Google, 16.9% from Facebook. Bing, people are finding it from 9.7%. DuckDuckGo is 4.8. It tells me where, like, what these people, how they found it. It also tells me what search term was used in in YouTube search. So like any sort of liking or any of that stuff, actually, like, it just helps the algorithm. But at the same time, so I got almost 200 views, and I've got 21 likes. So that is less than 10%. That's like 10%. 10% of people that watched it hit the like button.
Now see what's interesting to me is that, okay, like the stream we're doing now, right? I know Google user is here. I know Nate Wind is here. I know I'm here. I know you're here. That's 4 people. But when I look at what's below the video,
I don't count.
It says 7 people. Oh, well, okay. Well, it says 7 people are watching. So if I counted 4 and you don't count, that leaves 3. So who are the other 4? I guess it's just people watching, people who are watching who don't necessarily engage in the chat, I guess.
Correct. Okay. Like a lot of times whenever I have a live stream, like I'll have 7 people or 10 people in here, and I'm only having a conversation with 1 or 2 people. Like most of the people don't say anything; they just sit and they stay in and they don't really say anything.
Oh, okay.
But like, go ahead.
No, you first, because I was about to go onto a different tangent. So you finish that first.
Yeah. So all these chats. So like pretty much what happens is anytime someone comments, likes, shares, those things help push a video up. So like any person that doesn't like donate to us, any person that doesn't donate to a YouTuber or doesn't like go to their Patreon or any of those things, if you like the video or if you like the person, like the best way to support that person is to hit the like button, comment, like engagement on that video helps the content creator. It's all about the algorithm. Now, YouTube can manipulate the algorithms and stuff to help a YouTube a YouTube person if you're part of the like favorites.
The click, yeah, you're part of the click. Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
But if you're just a normal YouTuber that's trying to get a following, like you end up having to like people have to help you or something has to take off. Like, for example, when I first started the channel and I had like 50 subscribers from MTR, it took me like a few weeks to a month of me being on someone else's channel for me to get more subscribers. So like as you hit certain milestones, YouTube will start to push your channel. So like once you hit like 1,000 subscribers, then like YouTube will be like, okay, well that's a milestone. We can make money off you now. Let's push this. So like all these things affect how people get to see it.
Yeah. Yeah, I get. Yeah, it's a hustle. It's definitely a hustle. Yeah, okay. But I know. Oh, okay. So okay, I didn't know he got that far. Okay. There we go. I'm sorry, man. I'm still here. I'm just fixing something on my computer real quick.
Nate, I'm not lying. From the time that I had 58 subscribers or something like that, it was like 2 or 3 weeks before I was on Tommy Sotomayor's show to where I ended up getting over like a bajillion subscribers within hours. Like within 3 hours, I had gotten like 100 subscribers on from just being on Tommy Sotomayor's show. But within the next 2 days, I went from 150 subscribers all the way back down to 91 subscribers. And then like listen, I was at like 186 subscribers for like the last like 2-3 weeks because people would join and then like that same day or next day they would unsubscribe.
Yeah, they thought they were trying to help you with the algorithm or something. So they went from his channel, subscribed, and then stayed for long enough to make it work and then got out. Yeah.
Or they, yeah. So like I was saying, like this week for like just this week from me posting that video, I went from like 193 or something to 200. So I've gained just in a couple days like 8 subscribers from the Brian Patton video. But like usually I don't really see a whole lot of subscribers unless I go on someone's show. Like when I was on MTR's show, I ended up getting like 30 or 50 subscribers within a week from being on his show. And then when I was on Tommy's, I got like 100, and then it came down, and then slowly people would hit up my comment section like, hey, I seen you on Tommy Sotomayor's show the other day. I'm going to subscribe. Stuff like that. Like it's hit or miss. Like I think this is like this patent video is like the first time that I've actually had like people find me from outside of someone else's show or knowing me from something else and subscribing.
And that's why I've getting Okun to do some streams with other YouTubers, Yeah, I mean it helps. It does. It really does.
Well, the other problem is like as I showed you, like I did a video about being a part-time dad, like what it's like, and I think it got like 40 views. I did a interview with a guy named Justin that was in federal prison. I got 120 views on that video. I did the exact same concept with a gospel artist that had been to prison, and now he's a gospel artist. I got 49 views. So like anytime.
Yeah. I remember that. I enjoyed that one. I did. Yeah.
Yeah. So people were like, when you're doing God and Christian stuff, it's hard to get a lot of subscribers and to get pushed and stuff like that.
Yeah. A Google user has said something about, I bet Google is smart enough to not let subscribers on multiple accounts from the same IP or MAC address and organically alter your engagement. Actually, I've tested that theory. It doesn't affect it. I've done multiple accounts. I've done multiple accounts under different names and all that good stuff, using the same IP and MAC addresses. No effect whatsoever. It didn't. In other words, it didn't stop me. Because I've got channels that I test that theory on, where I'm a subscriber to each one of those channels under different names, and then I'll test them and see what's what, and it doesn't affect it. It still counts it as an individual account watching it and all that good stuff. And I'm assuming the reason for that is because it's hard to pull that off if you're living in a house and you've got, like, say, Frontier or Verizon account, but you got 5 people living inside of it. You can't limit. We're all working off the same MAC address, not necessarily the same MAC address, the same IP. Now, the IP inside each individual computer might make a difference. I don't know. I haven't tested it from that point. But like I said, I use the same computer. So I haven't had a problem with it, but I see you saying it does. If it does, I don't know how. I'm being honest with you. I don't know how.
I don't know about the impressions, but I do know, like, if I pull up my own video, I can look at my own video and I can watch it, and that's a view. And then I can watch it again, and that's a view. So, like, when it goes to the impressions of, like, click engagement, I don't know if that necessarily, like, I don't know. But I do know that, like, I have, I couldn't tell you, but I do know that I can sit there and put my video on play and keep playing it and get views.
Yeah. But going Google user, yeah, I know the MAC address is your device's ID. That's what I'm saying. I've got one simple laptop, and I've created multiple YouTube accounts on them, and I've subscribed to some of the same channels multiple times, and I'll watch them. I'll watch the videos under each one of those accounts. I'll like them under each one of those accounts, and it seems to work fine. I haven't seen them blocking it or counting it as the same thing or anything like that. Yes, I do have. Yeah, I do have Frontier. I do, and I'm pretty sure they can see all the individual connected devices. I have no doubt to that. But like I said, based on what I've done, I haven't been blocked, and it seemed to have worked. I haven't seen anything that says it wouldn't. But like I said, I have what's it? Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 different YouTube accounts, and I've got subscriptions under all of them, and I've got, like I said, I've got certain channels that I'm subscribed under each and every one. And I'll go in one and I'll watch the video and I'll click like. And then when I'm done, I'll go into the other account and do the same thing. And I've noticed that it doesn't stop it from being counted. So like I said, unless there's something that I don't, but I haven't seen it being a problem yet. Now, as far as it goes for what you're saying about the internet cutting out, it used to, to be honest with you, it used to. And it was something about, because about a mile away from my house is where the connector box was. And it was something in the connector box where they weren't doing it properly, that every time they went in for another customer or whatever, they would somehow disconnect me. So they had, and then they found out that there was damage to it. So they had to rebuild that connector. So I've been good so far for like the last year and a half. I have noticed in the last 4 months, it does have a tendency to slow down a little bit. My assumption is they're choking the signal. Why, I don't know, but that would be my assumption, because it happens at specific times of day. And then I'll have to, and then it'll come back after, I don't know, maybe 2 minutes, it'll come back. What's interesting to me, however, is the fact that I think last month and the month before, Frontier filed for bankruptcy. So I'm waiting to see how that works out. So that's going to be interesting. Oh, they don't choke the signal. Okay, cool. Well, then I don't know why it does that. It's always between like anywhere between 11:30 at night and 2 a.m. Everything slows. So I don't know what that is. I'm sorry, Savage. We're turning your stream into a text stream. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Like this stream is just really us bullshitting. Like it's not like there really isn't a set plan. But guys, it's been great. I'm gonna get off here. I gotta get up and go to work in the morning.
Okay, cool.
Thank you guys for your support. I couldn't have got here without any of y'all. And as always, guys, stay savage.
All right, good to see you, man. And again, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, peace.